Hey guys, it is currently 6:22 in the morning on March 1st, which makes this day 1 of CampNaNo prep. So this video isn't going to go into the details of what progress I make today. Instead, it's going to be my goals for the month and my goals for today, and then on day 2 I will update you on the things that I actually accomplished on day 1 and how close we are to accomplishing the goals for this month that are directly related to CampNaNo. I have other goals that are not related to CampNaNo stuff, but if you would like to see any of those will be in my March work in progress videos, because I film them side by side, and these ones are dedicated specifically to the goals related to CampNaNo and the preparation that comes for those. So, goal number 1 is to finish the crime novella that I'm writing, The Abduction of the Jensens. It is book 5 of the Carver Baxter series, and presumably there is one more book after that. The goal is to finish book 5 this month and write book 6 in April for CampNaNo. I don't know what book 6 will be called. Depends on what happens if I finish book 5. That's the goal. Book 2 that I will presumably be writing in April and preparing for this month. Worth noting, I'm not a plotter. I'm a pantser, so it's mostly just me writing down character names and potential places, potential scenes, stuff like that, if the characters are willing to share those scenes before the month occurs. We'll see. But book 2 that I want to write in April is a zombie story. I've written several zombie stories throughout my time as a writer, but either I don't finish them or I do, and I'm not happy with how things turned out or how the plot was. Especially because back in the day when I wrote a ton of zombie stories, they're all super dramatic and super out there and just shouldn't exist in general. But I'm hoping things go better this time. If I started in a different place and I started with different characters, started in a different town, in a different setting, with characters with different backgrounds, but we'll see. But the plan is for that to be book 2. Thing 3. Goal is to finish Books and Badges this month, which is a romance novel. Regardless of if that one is finished or not, I'm going to start the rewrite of Hearts and Roses, another romance novel, as the 3rd book that I will be writing for CampNaNo. Hearts and Roses is something that I wrote last year or the year before, I can't remember which one, and that one was finished, and then I started a 2nd book for that same series. And the 2nd book started at the wrong place because the 1st book stopped at the wrong place, so I want to try and rewrite that and see if I can make it work better. So the goal is to finish Books and Badges to free up the romance slot so I'm not writing a ton of them at the same time, because currently I'm writing 4 romances because I just scrapped one of them this morning because I need to reassess it. And the less I am writing at one time, the better, just because the majority of the characters share the same world. I can balance multiple crime novels at the same time, but because I'm still relatively new to romance, I've only been actively writing it since 2018, give or take. I still need time before I can balance even more of them at the same time. But the goal is to finish Books and Badges and write Hearts and Roses in April. But if I do not finish Books and Badges this month, still going to be writing Hearts and Roses next month. The 4th thing, I would like to finish Voice of the Wild Places Z this month, which is a adventure novel that features the characters searching for the lost city of Z in the Amazon. And if I finish that, which is the goal, if I finish it, the goal is to write the 2nd book in the Voice of the Wild Places series in April for CampNaNo. I do not know what book that would be, but deciding it is crucial because that will determine what research I do in preparation for April, so we'll see. I'll probably hold a vote on that with some people that I talk to online, but we'll see what happens there. But that would be the 4th book that I would be writing in April, and then the 5th one, and these are only the new books I'm writing. I have 12 work in progresses. I don't even know, maybe more than that. I barely count them. I just write them. But the 5th book that I would be writing in April would be another romance, but I would like to finish writing T.E., which is also a romance, beforehand. We'll see. Again, regardless of if I finish TE or not, I still plan on writing the other romance come April, but we'll see. So right now, that is the main game plan. The books I need to finish this month are Abduction of the Jensens, Books and Badges, TE, and Voice of the Wild Places Z. And the books I want to start next month are whatever book 6 of Carver Baxter is, a zombie book, Hearts and Roses, an unnamed adventure book, and an unnamed romance book. This is 5. I normally start at least 4, so. But outside of that, I will need to figure out what the next book in Voice of the Wild Places will be, so that way I can name it, so that way I can start doing the research on it this month. The research is critical. The Voice of the Wild Places Z romance, or research, took me forever, so the sooner I get started on that, the better. There's not a ton of research that will need to go into the unnamed romance book. There's not a ton of research that needs to go into Hearts and Roses, but I do need to go back through the original book and what was initially the second book, and timeline some things and see where all of those fell, see if I can find a better place for the first book to end and go from there. The zombie book, I'm going to need to come up with characters this month. Character descriptions, potentially what state they're located in, what city, we'll see, and some of the surroundings around them. I know it opens in a hospital, not the way that like The Walking Dead does or whatever movie did it before The Walking Dead, but more so that the one guy is injured and they burst through the doors of an old burnt down hospital, decrepit hospital. It's not like completely burnt down, but the first floor is pretty wrecked. And I've got that pretty clearly in my mind, but I would like to see what the place looks like, and I would like to explore that this month. And then the only other thing is figuring out what the 6th book of the Carver Baxter series will be called. And I shouldn't have to do a ton of research there, because it's not like my Bo Austin series where I have to like research the effects of a certain type of acid or certain things about electricity and power or certain grid technology in forensics or anything like that, because this one isn't about forensic analysts, so I don't have to go into detail on all of that. But that is all that I've got for day 1. We will see how things go, and I will keep you guys posted on day 2 on any progress that I made here on day 1. But if you are doing Camp Nano, I would love to know what kind of stuff you are planning on writing for the month, or what your plan is for this month, and you may feel free to leave that stuff down below. Excited to talk to you guys about your journey through the month and whatnot. I do this every year. I do the daily videos, roughly daily videos, do my best to. But I just do it. I love the community of it, if nothing else, so feel free to community engage with me in the comments below. But that is all that I have for day 1. If you enjoyed this video, a like is always appreciated, and if you'd like to stay updated on my writing, my editing, the gaming videos I upload roughly every Friday, Camp Nano, or anything that I do on this channel in between, feel free to subscribe. All the links to my authors pages, as well as links to my social media, are in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.